Graphing example, area under the curve. Anytime I'm working with the graph, there are a few steps I should start with immediately. First, I should look at what type of graph I have, then think about what I'm looking for, and then finally decide what operation I should do. In this case, I can see it is a velocity time graph. If I have a velocity time graph and I'm looking for the displacement as is suggested up here, that means I'm going to be doing the area under the curve. Area under the curve in this case is referring to, for example, section A, which is showing up here as a nice little triangle. In the case of a triangle, the area is 1/2 the base times the height. In this case, it would be 1/2 times 6 seconds, which is the base, and then the height would be 4 meters per second. I can easily do this in my head. 6 times 4 is 24, then times 1/2 is going to be 12. However, I've got to also pay attention to the units. It's going to be 12, and then the seconds cancel out, and I'm going to be left with meters. So 12 meters for part A. I can do another section. So for example, section C. C is nice because it just ends up as being a nice little rectangle. So for this, I would just say a rectangle's area is base times height. So it goes from 10 until 17. So base times height, that is going to be 7 seconds times a height of 10 meters per second. 7 seconds times 10 meters per second. The seconds once again will cancel out, and I'll be left with 70 meters. Okay, that was in this case here, 70 meters. Now, it won't always be that easy. What if I have underline B? So I can see it's kind of an awkward shape, but that shouldn't freak me out too much because all I need to do is split it up into easier shapes to work with. In this case, I have a lovely little box whose base goes from 6 to 10, so that's going to be 4 seconds times a height of 4 meters per second. That gives me 16 meters right there. Then we have the triangle, as was mentioned before. The height there is 10 minus 4. The 10 minus 4 is going to be 6 meters per second, and then the base is still 4 seconds. So I would be saying 1/2, because this is a triangle, 1/2 times 4 seconds times 6 meters per second. 4 times 6 is going to be 24, and then times 1/2, and that would equal 12 meters. Okay, so I have the 12 meters plus the 16 meters from the box that I had already figured out, and that should end up with 28 meters for part B, 28 meters.